Imagine this. You're a young Muslim student living in Toronto, balancing lectures, assignments, and your spiritual journey. Life feels predictable, almost comforting. But what happens when one fleeting moment disrupts everything you thought you knew about yourself? This is the story of Karim, a 22-year-old engineering student who found himself caught in an emotional storm that changed his life forever. Karim was known among his peers as the quiet yet brilliant guy who always seemed focused on his goals. His days revolved around attending classes, working on coding projects, and remembering Allah. He had built a disciplined routine. Mornings were for prayer and reflection, afternoons were dedicated to academics, and evenings were spent volunteering at the local mosque or reviewing course materials. For Karim, life was simple, fulfilling, and purpose-driven, until an unexpected interaction during midterms shook his world. As Karim sat in the exam hall, double-checking his calculator settings, he accidentally dropped his pencil. Before he could pick it up, a girl sitting nearby noticed. She leaned over gracefully and handed it back with a warm smile. "Here you go," she said softly, her voice carrying an unusual kindness that caught him off guard. Her name was Layla, and though their interaction lasted only seconds, it left a lasting impression on Karim. He found himself replaying her gesture in his mind. Not just the act itself, but the genuine respect behind it. Why did she smile like that? Was it just polite? Or was there something more? These questions swirled in his head throughout the exam. Even as he tried to focus on the questions before him, snippets of their brief exchange kept surfacing in his thoughts. After leaving the hall, Karim reflected deeply on his behavior. "I should have lowered my gaze," he admitted to himself. He made tawbah to Allah, acknowledging that his wandering eyes were a lapse in self-discipline. He resolved to be more mindful moving forward, reminding himself of the importance of guarding his heart and maintaining proper boundaries. Fate intervened again during the next exam. This time, Layla turned around and asked, "Do you know which chapter we're allowed to use for question 3? Karim hesitated, unsure how to respond without seeming too eager. "I think it's chapter 5. He replied curtly, trying to maintain distance. But as soon as the words left his mouth, his mind raced. Why did she ask me? Does she notice me? What if she thinks I'm rude? That night, Karim lay awake replaying their conversation. He imagined alternative scenarios where he responded more confidently or charismatically. In one version, he casually mentioned how much he enjoyed studying that specific chapter, impressing Layla with his knowledge. In another, he joked lightheartedly about how confusing the syllabus was, making her laugh. Each imagined version ended with Layla impressed by his intelligence or charm. By morning, he was convinced there must be something special between them. Things escalated further during their final exam. Layla glanced at his paper briefly after struggling with a problem. To Karim, the moment felt monumental. Was she really looking at my work? Or was she just nervous? He wondered. Later, outside the exam hall, Layla approached him with a small wave. "Thanks for helping earlier," she said with a shy smile. Karim's heart skipped a beat. The simplicity of her gratitude filled him with hope, and he began to wonder if this could be the beginning of something meaningful. The new semester brought new challenges, but Karim's focus shifted entirely. Instead of concentrating on lectures, his eyes were constantly drawn to Layla's seat. He developed elaborate systems to catch her attention, subtle glances, casual questions about assignments, and interpreted every interaction as a sign of mutual interest. When she smiled at him, he felt elated. When she chatted with others instead, despair set in. His nights became endless cycles of research. He watched countless videos analyzing body language and read articles about what women find attractive. Their daily conversations about coursework became the center of his universe. Meanwhile, Layla remained cheerful and friendly, not just with him, but with everyone. Yet Karim convinced himself that her nervousness around him was proof of a deeper connection. Social media became both his refuge and his prison. He would spend hours scrolling through Layla's profiles, analyzing every post, every like, every comment. Why did she put 3 heart emojis on that picture? Who is she talking to so late at night? These questions haunted him, fueling his obsession further. His obsession grew until thoughts of Layla consumed every waking moment. He rehearsed potential conversations, planned coincidental encounters, and even listened to sad music while imagining dramatic declarations of love. His health suffered: irregular sleep, loss of appetite, slipping grades. But he felt powerless to stop. Every glance from Layla felt like validation, while every ignored text or unanswered question plunged him into self-doubt. Finally, gathering all his courage, Karim approached Layla after class. "Sister, would you mind sharing your number? Just for study purposes," he added quickly. Layla hesitated and Karim's heart sank. "Oh, sorry if you don't want to," he stammered, retreating instantly. But then Layla laughed lightly. No, I was joking. Here, let me write it down." Karim felt like he'd been handed a treasure. Racing home, he saved her number with trembling fingers. They exchanged a few messages about coursework, each response sending his heart soaring. But his joy was short-lived. Scrolling through her social media, he discovered posts filled with admiration for her favorite actor. Not him. Heart emojis and passionate captions mocked his carefully constructed fantasy. Reality crashed down. He realized now how obvious the signs were. Layla's confidence, her natural charm, her friendly demeanor. It wasn't special treatment. It was simply who she was. All along, he had projected his desires onto her, filling his inner emptiness with illusions. In the following days, Karim observed Layla interacting with senior students. Each laugh and smile felt like betrayal, though he knew he had no claim over her. Desperate for answers, he turned to online resources and discovered terms like limerence and anxious attachment style. As he learned more, Allah opened doors of understanding. What Karim experienced wasn't love. It was obsession fueled by uncertainty. His constant fear of rejection, need for validation, and tendency to misinterpret casual interactions stemmed from unresolved emotional patterns. The attachment broke once he realized Layla's feelings weren't as intense as his imagination led him to believe. This story serves as a reminder of how Shaytan uses uncertainty to distract us from our purpose. We've all gone through similar phases, seeking validation or romance prematurely. But true fulfillment comes not from obsessing over someone else, but from prioritizing our mission in life. Learn to see people for who they truly are, not your fantasized version of them. Protect yourself emotionally and avoid investing too quickly in relationships. Shaytan preys on moments of weakness, whispering doubts and amplifying fleeting attractions into obsessions. By lowering our gaze and focusing on our spiritual growth, we fortify ourselves against such distractions. Remember, Allah has written destinies for each of us, and rushing into emotions prematurely only leads to chaos. Let's face it, we've all been there. Whether it's a crush during high school, a coworker who seems perfect, or someone you met briefly but can't stop thinking about, these feelings are universal. The difference lies in how we handle them. Think about it. Have you ever spent hours scrolling through someone's social media, analyzing every like, comment, or story? Have you ever rehearsed conversations in your head, imagining perfect responses to questions that never came? These behaviors might seem harmless at first, but they can quickly consume your thoughts and derail your focus. Setting boundaries with social media is crucial. Limit your time spent checking profiles, and remind yourself that what you see online is often curated and not reflective of reality. Redirect that energy toward activities that nourish your soul and strengthen your relationship with Allah. Karim's story reminds us that true peace doesn't come from obsessing over someone else. It comes from within. When we prioritize our relationship with Allah, invest in self-improvement, and focus on our purpose, we build resilience against emotional turbulence. If you find yourself falling into the trap of obsession, here are some actionable steps to help you regain control. 1. Acknowledge your feelings. Denial only prolongs the struggle. Admit to yourself that you're emotionally invested and commit to addressing it. 2. Redirect your energy. Channel your focus into productive activities, whether it's pursuing a hobby, volunteering, or deepening your connection with Allah. 3. Practice gratitude. Shift your mindset by reflecting on the blessings in your life. Gratitude helps counteract feelings of emptiness and longing. Fourth, set boundaries. Limit interactions with the person if necessary. Distance can provide clarity and prevent further emotional entanglement. 5. Reflect on your purpose. Remind yourself of your mission in life. What goals do you want to achieve? How does this obsession align with your values? If this story resonated with you, hit the like button. It motivates me to create more content like this. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever found yourself obsessing over someone? How did you overcome it? By the way, thank you all for watching. Your support means the world to me. Take care, stay focused on your purpose, and remember, the heart that clings to Allah will never be left empty. Redirect your love where it truly belongs. See you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.